How high can the TTF go? So this was the question a lot of you asked last week, and we are going to have a look at it for the week starting 5th of February 2024. Let's have a quick look if we have topped out. How much higher can it go? Is this a midterm reversal to the upside or not? So before we start with that, just one more thing. I'm talking to quite a few of you viewers, and I realized that quite some of you are making 2024 the year where you actually want to take technical analysis to another level. You're using it to make your existing fundamental models more actionable. And the thing is, you don't have to do it alone. So the Clever Markets Technical Analysis Academy is open now for registration. We have an intake in March, which is nearly filled up, and we have more intakes for May and September. I already opened up the May and September intakes because March is filling up quickly. So here's the thing, just send me a DM, so a direct message on wherever you're watching this, and then we can figure out together if TA is the right thing for you to supplement your fundamental models that you're currently working with. Of course, no strings attached when we talk. We're really just having a conversation to see if this even is the right thing for you. So if you do one thing this week, then let it be this. Actually have a good think of how you want to improve this year, and we can figure out if TA is the way to go for you. So do send me a DM. So looking at the TTF for the front month, we can see the following the weekly chart here. We do see that we have, I'm just zooming out here, we all remember this big down leg, a little bit of a correction, and we've been going lower ever since October 2023. And now the question is, have we reached a bottom, and how much higher can it go, or how much lower? So since we have, so this is like 2 weeks ago, this is last week, we had a doji that simply meant there's a little bit of indecision, the market is looking for a direction. It could mean that we have bottomed out, or that we are simply continuing lower. And with the green candle following that, almost like a spinning top, simply means that, yep, we actually have bottomed out. So that means we could draw in this Fibonacci retracement in order to help us assess how high the market can actually go. And we are doing this, so I'm just putting this on here. So this is the trough, this is the peak. And now we are trying to see, okay, how much higher can we go? Why is this important? Well, that's important because these Fib levels, they actually tell us how high, what the price increase actually means. So anything, let me put this to the right, anything below the 23.6% Fib, so you can see we are retracing, this is the down leg, and we are moving higher. Anything below 23.6%, which is 33.48 in our case, is noise. So any upside correction somewhere in this is just considered noise, and we are most likely to move lower afterwards. As soon as we go above the 23.6% and we go to the 38.2, which is here 37.8 euros per megawatt hour, that means we have like a shallow correction going on, and anything above that in the 50 or 61.8% Fib area is like a deeper corrective move higher. So you can see for now we are in noise territory. So the midterm bears are still active. And that is also visible in the 8 and 12 exponential moving averages, and also in the MACD. So you can see, yep, we have moved higher, but now we are moving lower again. So everything is kind of aligned with the bears. The only thing that isn't aligned with the bears is this bullish signal on the stochastic, which is an 8 and 12 exponential moving, it's a %K and a %D crossover, which in itself is bullish. But context is important. So here you can see this is a bullish signal, this is a bullish signal, this here was one, and now we have another one. But how important is this? Because with a little bit of a correction and with the tools all still, so the trend momentum tools still pointing lower, this here is possibly less relevant. The stochastic is possibly less relevant. So for now, we are actually just dealing with the not meaningless, but less important, less significant correction higher. However, if we ever move above 33.48 euros per megawatt hour, then I would be considering a stronger move higher. So here's the thing, there's no preferred or alternative case right now. We are really just looking out for the FIPS and how high we can go. So now the question is, how high can we go? Well, for that we look at the daily chart. And here we can see that you can see I've put on another set of FIPS. These are different, yeah. So we're trying to see, let me zoom out, overall the near-term downtrend is within the channel, and we are now correcting somewhat higher. And the question is, have we topped out here? Because usually, sorry, there you go, these corrective up legs can go around like 61.8% FIP, which is like nearly hit, and now we are moving lower. So the question is, have we topped out? My answer is possibly yes. Why do I think that? Well, I think that because the stochastic seems to have topped out, and I use the stochastic for getting like the smaller tops sorted out. Yeah, here for example, like here's another one. This seems to have topped out here quite nicely. Nothing really happened here. Is there any other big one that was quite noticeable? Maybe these and these. But however, please be aware that if we get any oscillator, or in this case the stochastic oscillator, if you get like a top while we are still in neutral territory, neutral means between 80 and 20, it's like not as significant. So it's always these ones that are more important, where we actually move into overbought territory, get a bearish signal, and then we also see the market move lower. Yeah? So these here are less significant, but doesn't mean they're not important. Yeah, and especially here, where we made it quite high for quite some time. So once again, here I'm talking about relation, yeah, in relation to what has happened since October. This is pretty high. Getting a bearish signal in neutral territory simply means that the bulls, they don't have their heart in it for now. And last week there was a lot of discussions, arguments, rumors, whether or not the CTAs are commodity trading advisors, whether how high they're willing to push the price, and everything is a little bit more technical now that the market is growing more sophisticated. So the question was like, how high can we go? I say we might have topped out, but once again, TA is just a method of probabilities, of identifying probabilities. For now, with the bearish stochastic, we didn't, the 8 and 12 exponential moving average and the MACD, they do look less bearish, but they're still not looking bullish, which is normal with these corrective moves higher. So simply going off of that, I would say that the overall direction is still bearish, considering you're also still within this channel here. I want to see a move below 26.6 for the bears to be fully reassured that we are actually moving lower and continue to trace along the lower channel boundary. But what will happen this morning? Okay, so for like an early move on Monday morning or at the start of the session, I like to look at the 15-minute chart. Of course, that's not enough to get an idea for the entire session ahead, Monday. So for that, we would look at the hourly chart. But let's do it one step at a time. So here we can see on the hourly chart that we are essentially swinging lower. And what we have experienced here is a little bit of an up leg. You can see we have higher highs and higher peaks for a little bit here, which on the daily chart, by the way, is, there you go, this up leg here a little bit, yeah. And now we have potentially peaked out. Can you see? We are hitting this peak once and twice, and the market starts making our first lower troughs. We have lower peaks here. We will see if this is the peak or not. But overall, the idea is the bulls are not in charge anymore. So a break below this trend line here, which becomes especially apparent on the 15-minute chart. Now it's gone. There you go. A move below this 15-minute trend line, we would possibly see a continuation of the bears. So what is the evidence available to us right now? Okay, so I see that we are still above the trend line, bullish. the 8 and 12 exponential moving average are pointing higher, and the 8 is above the 12, bullish. We do have some good volume on the up candles, on the green candles, bullish. We do see that we got a higher troughs on the stochastic, bullish. And we see that overall the MACD is pushing higher and we are above zero, also bullish. So everything is pointing towards a little bit more gains. But why did I indicate that potentially a bit sideways and then I don't know? Because we didn't make it above this old peak. What is this? 29.56. So this worries me a little bit, just a little bit. So what I want to see this morning, in order for the bulls to continue, first of all, you must remain above the trend line, apologies. We must remain above the trend line. And I want to see a push above 29.56. If that doesn't happen, if resistance holds, then my bullish assumption is probably a little bit weakened, and then I would say we could possibly make it below the trend line. And then if you can see the trend line somewhat coincides with this old trough here, and then we could make it lower and lower and lower from one trough to another, which would then slowly unwind the intraday up leg here. However, if we push higher, above 29.56, then yeah, I see nothing in the way until the 30, which is a psychologically important level, and then 31, which is also psychologically important. So can you see right now? So you will see that in the Clever Markets dashboard, we are bullish by default because we are not bearish, and the bull trend remains, or any trend remains intact until there's irrefutable evidence that it has ended. But here's the thing, there's a difference between analyzing and trading, right? So would I go bullish right now? Would I enter a long trade right now? Possibly not, because I want to see this break, yeah? But from an analytical perspective, yeah, we are bullish. We are above the trend line. But would I trade this? Would probably wait this one out. Okay, so I need a clear break above 29.56 or below 29.05, which is reasonably tight, in order to get an idea for like the first half of Monday's session. And that will then help us to assess how much higher or lower we can go on the daily chart. Have we really topped out here? My guess is yes. And then, of course, we are still overall bearish on the weekly chart. That means we are looking for selling opportunities on the daily chart if you are a trend following trader or a swing trader. And that is all for the TTF.